got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart.
Welcome back to Piece of Chaos. So, we had some guests there for a couple weeks. Hope you guys like those shows. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I kept forgetting. And I finally remembered. I say thanks for listening to this because I don't understand why I do it, really. Love having good conversations, obviously, with the guests. And talking to people about stuff. I like long conversations. But it's a bizarre thing. Anyway, but I wanted to say hello to the crazy thing is, like, you can dial in the stats on your podcast and, like, all these analytics, and it tells you where it's downloaded, and it's crazy. I have listeners in Turin, Italy, which is just so bizarre. Prague, Toronto, New Zealand. So, if you're in those places, I hope this gives you something. I don't know. I don't know what that experience is like, living in some place completely. I've been to Toronto, and like New Zealand and stuff. They're amazing places, very amazing places. But I haven't been everywhere. I haven't been to Turin, like is in the shroud of Turin. It's interesting that people living in those places have a minute to listen to me. So hopefully you get something out of it. This one, I wanted to bring up some kind of wrap-up things around another summer come and gone. It's weird when you're an adult. The summer doesn't really get marked like it does when you're a kid, unless you're, in the education profession, and then you have actually a summer vacation or whatever. But if you work all year, like, you don't, you can take time off in the summer, obviously, but it's not ideal the way this is set up in terms of having a vacation be like super relaxing and being forced to take it within like a 6-week period, 8-week period, essentially, to match the school year. I don't know. I think it'd be cooler if everybody just took time when they wanted to and kind of everything wasn't so crowded all the time. I'm saying this because I had the very amazing luxury and privilege to spend 2 days at Disneyland and California Adventure with my my kids, my son and daughter, and man, we had a blast. It was so much fun. It's been a long time since I'd been on a roller coaster. They're fun, man. They're fun. I forgot how much fun they are. And to be with my son for his first roller coaster was really neat. And it's a big one. It's called the Incredicoaster at California Adventure, and it's based on the movie The Incredibles. I guess loosely, it was really fun. It's one of those that kind of shoots you, like launches you at the beginning. There was loops, there was up and downs, big drops. Excellent roller coaster, and it was my son's first major real roller coaster, and he was flipping out seeing the loop, because when you see that you're going to be upside down, it's kind of a trip. But he did it. The first time he did it, he said he closed his eyes. So we had to do it again later in the day and make sure that he opened his eyes, because I'm like, the upside down part is the coolest part. And by the second day, I had him in the front seat, like the first seat, which is the best seat on a roller coaster. And amusement parks just remind me of being not a little kid, but being a kid, like being in grade school, middle school. I remember my 8th grade class trip was to Hershey Park. And that was my first roller coaster. And it was called the first big roller coaster, like upside down kind of roller coaster. That was pretty new back then. It was called the Super Duper Looper. And my friend Tracy convinced me to go on it. I was so afraid to go on it. I don't know why. Like, looking back, I don't really know what. I don't feel like it was like you're afraid to die. It was just like, I can't imagine doing that. I don't know. I don't know why I was afraid, but I was very afraid. And she convinced me to go on it. And I loved it. I don't know how many times we rode it that day, but it was a couple. I remember I took a trip one time for work, and I ended up near Tampa, Florida. I was in Tampa, Florida for something. It was like a training course or something, so there's nobody else from work there. I was by myself, basically. And I went to the Six Flags park there. And it was like in the winter. It wasn't crowded at all. There were no lines. You could literally walk on every ride. And there was this crazy good roller coaster that had all these loops, and it was super fast. And it was the kind where you're hanging from the track. The track is above your head, which from a roller coaster perspective is really cool because you don't know what's coming. You can't see the track to anticipate. So everything's kind of a surprise. Very fun. And there was nobody at the park, so they just let me keep riding it. I literally just sat on the front seat and would pull in and be like, yep, send it again. I must have rode that thing, I don't know, 7 times that day, plus other rides and stuff. When I got back to my hotel room, I was messed up, man. It was like the closest I'll ever be to like flight school or something. That must be what like Top Gun pilots feel like in an extreme way, to have like gone, so fast, so many like changes. I probably had a concussion. I don't know, but anyway. So I wanted to kind of wrap up the summer and talk about just trying to see the world through the kids' eyes, because for them, that is the reality. It doesn't matter, that most people don't really get the same kind of time markers of summer vacation. You just have to deal with summer vacation if your kids are in school, because they're not. And it kind of throws off the balance and means you have to figure out stuff for them to do or not, but then you're kind of annoyed with them that they're not doing anything, but then you realize how busy they are during the school year. And you don't want them to sit around and do nothing, but you wish you could sit around and do nothing. It's tough, man. It's a weird balance, but they're growing up in a very different world than we grew up in, so we can't expect them to have the summers we had. But yeah, so it's weird. This was an especially pivotal summer for my kids because they both have big transitions this year. One is going to be driving this year, which is going to be a whole other thing. And then one just started a new middle school. And you just try to remember, because now we're in territory where I remember being that age. Like, you can really bring your experience to bear, but you don't want to bring your anxiety and be like, well, here's what middle school is, because I don't remember. I grew up a long time ago. You forget, like, it's very different. But it's also the same. Like, I was at the mall today, and I mean, there's now a record store. Vinyl records are back. There's a Spencer's Gifts, with inappropriate T-shirts and incense and shit. It's not that different, man. It's really not that different. The device is different. The access to information is different. But other than that, it's not that different. And I find that really fascinating. So I'm just trying to give my kids good memories, you know. Hopefully that'll work out. But yeah, so Disney was super fun. I highly recommend it. It's stupid expensive. Like, it's really dumb how expensive it is. Which is annoying because, you know, I don't know, it just shouldn't be that exclusive. It doesn't feel exclusive, but, you know, I mean, people save up. My parents did. They saved up money for a long time to be able to afford to go to Disney World when we were kids. I wonder why it's like, I mean, would it be as magic if more people could go? You know, it might even be more magic. I don't know. Maybe people would take it for granted. I don't know. But it feels really expensive for what it is. But it's beautifully clean. It's well done. I mean, some of the rides, if you haven't been, like this Star Wars experience, they literally built. It feels like you're, you know, on Tatooine or whatever. Like the rides are just so immersive and so well done. You know, they're sets, obviously, but I mean, for me to walk in the Millennium Falcon was just like, my kids don't care that much. They didn't really grow up with the movies, especially not the original ones, which, you know, for a kid used to Marvel movies, they're pretty slow, you know. We like them because they're nostalgic, but when you look at even the more modern Star Wars, there's just no comparison. So it's iconic and nostalgic, but, you know, as a movie, to rewatch it with you know, at least with my kids, they're just like bored. But for me, where that was like the most iconic space movie, being able to sit in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, like, it was dope. It was really cool. And the ride where you get, spoiler alert, well, maybe you know, maybe people haven't been. There's a Star Wars land, and there's a really incredible ride experience. Yeah, it's an experience. It's not really a ride. That's just incredible. Just so well done. I'm sure you'll find pictures of it online. All I'll say is intimidating stormtroopers. But yeah, so that was really fun, and it was nice to mark the summer and be like, have an end of summer thing with the kiddos, and I just had a blast. I had a freaking blast. Disneyland just does it. They just do it right. Anaheim, not the nicest. You know, sadly, I think there's just a lot of poverty, and I guess I don't know, man. I don't know what to do about it. It's very weird. I don't know. It feels both, you know, sad, but also, you know, feel kind of helpless for the homeless. And it's this weird guilt of, you know, walking past homeless people on your way to Disneyland with your kids, where, you know, you probably spent, you know, more on the tickets than that person has seen in a while. And you're just like, oh, it feels so gross. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird world. It's a really weird world. I watched this crazy documentary. I don't know what to think about it yet, but it was called "Everything Is a Rich Man's Trick," and it was, you know, conspiracy theories and trying to explain in a very thorough, seemingly completely researched way, all of these conspiracy theories about the world and how the world works and stuff. And, in absence of the research myself, it's like, well, I guess you can connect all that stuff. Really crazy. Really crazy. Really interesting. But, also fascinating, seeing all the stuff that's going on with the current state of the world and the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago and, all this Trump secret documents stuff. The world is just crazy, and it's too much to know. It's impossible to know what's going on, which is how it starts to make sense that a few people, just kind of utilize the masses. But I don't know. It's very strange. We're in a very strange cycle. A very strange cycle around keeping this society running and this experiment that we're trying to pull off here. As a society, it gets really squirrely sometimes. And, to have Disneyland there and not be able to accommodate everyone that needs to be accommodated, whether it's food and shelter, just the bare essentials, or, mental health, counseling or support, whatever the case may be. You look at the excess of a Disneyland where, they're getting close to $200 a head there, regardless of the head. So you could, stroll in there with a baby that isn't going to ride any of the stuff or eat any of the food. And they paid, basically just as much as you did. On a daily basis, just the money, and the parking, and a hotel room that's overpriced and not that nice. And I mean, the money coming in is just crazy. The profits are just crazy. The ticket prices are just crazy. And, one would like to think that, especially in their best interests, to make sure that the community they are surrounded by is also a beautiful place. They almost have a responsibility to do that. And I feel like they do that in Disney World. It's very cleaned up. I'm not saying Disney, is the best corporate citizen. I don't know anything about it. I'm just saying, not just Disney, but as a society, we kind of owe it to society to, I don't know, give everybody the bare essentials. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't mean to go down that political road. But Rich Man's Trick. Interesting. Would love to have a conversation with somebody about it. But it definitely dipped into okay, now we're going too deep. I'm not into this conspiracy theory anymore. It's getting a little crazy. But I don't know, man. There's definitely stuff going on that we are just not even paying attention to or aware of in the world. When you look at, even if you just, take a cursory glance at the news lately, you're just like, oh my God, there's lots of stuff going on. And I think I'm happy to be sheltered from it. Happy to be sheltered from it as I drink my LaCroix. I've been getting a lot of pressure lately around LaCroix because I like to say La Croix just because it's silly, but people get incensed when you say it wrong. They're like, what? It's LaCroix. Okay. That's no fun. If you're going to have a non-straightforward French-sounding sparkly drink. I should be able to call it something fun. I don't know. Make it more exotic than it is. Today, I have a black raspberry. And I think they may have discontinued coconut, so my buddy Sam is going to be really upset I haven't seen coconut lately. They are not yet an official sponsor of this podcast, but I think one day it'll happen. So that's it. Wanted to shout out the folks in Turin, Prague, Toronto, New Zealand. I think it was Christchurch was where the map said. That's just bananas to me. Bananas. Where else? Fairfield West. Yeah, Christchurch. Taichung, China. I mean, these analytics are insane. Yeah, so I'm honored that people take time to listen. I really am, and I appreciate it. Do have a couple of guests on the hook over the next couple weeks. That should be fun. My buddy Blake Wexler has promised to return to the show. We always have a silly, ridiculous conversation. I love that guy, and it's been about a year since we spoke, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. I do so appreciate it. My ramblings. Oh, you know what? I did want to say one more thing. I had a podcast a couple weeks ago in July. And at the time, I didn't know what was wrong with my dog, but we found out really soon. And she went downhill so fast. And unfortunately, Laverne passed away. And man, it sucks. Man, it sucks not having a dog around. I don't know how long I can take it. We're trying to figure out, the grieving process is comes in waves and hits everybody differently at different times. But boy, this one was tough because Laverne was a sweet, sweet dog. She was just so kind and so everything you want in a dog kind of wrapped up in one. I mean, she was just the sweetest, sweetest dog. And not having her around sucks. And this is the first time in a really long time I haven't had a dog, and I just hate it. I hate it. And I know it's going to be hard to do. And we have done rescues before. We've done rescues, we've done puppies. I don't know what we're going to do this time. But whatever we do, I want it to be as hard as puppies are to train, and they are annoying to train. At least you get the dog for the longer period of time. That's the only reason I like to get puppies. Theoretically, you have the dog for a longer time. So I don't know what we're going to do there, but I'll keep you guys posted. But if you've, and like I was saying in that podcast, there have been so many of my friends this summer who lost their dogs or their pets, their cats. So many. Like more than I remember hearing about. My buddy Greg just recently lost his. And there's just nothing like it. I mean, it is very difficult. It is very difficult to lose a pet. And I miss her. I miss her being here. And I can't wait to have that energy back in the house. The energy of a dog is just really special. So, rest in peace, Laverne. Thank you for being such a great dog. Thank you guys for listening to Piece of Chaos. And I hope your summer wrapped up on a good note. And that if you're starting something new or whatever in the coming weeks, hope it's great. Yeah. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon. One other thing. This probably won't last long, this trend or this thing, but and I hate to ask anybody who isn't on TikTok to get on TikTok. Maybe you don't have to get on TikTok to hear it, but if you haven't heard the Korn song by the kid singing about corn, it will make you laugh. You have to try to find the original one. There's a lot of videos of people lip syncing to the Korn video, but find the original because it's just ridiculous that somebody turned it into such a fun little tune. So that'll be fun. If you haven't seen it, enjoy it. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. And this world is wild. All right. Thanks, everybody.